This week we're in Tucson.
We go to the Air and Space Museum, we get the RV washed, and we also go to the Old Tucson Studio.
Come run away with us.
Hi, I'm Drew.
And I'm Ann.
And this is
Runaway with Us RV.
And this week we're going to show you another city.
Perfect.
This week we are in Tucson. And we had a good time. We went to a couple different things. We visited with some friends. I'm going to warn you right now, the food is not included in this video because we had so much fun in eating and talking with Ann's friend from
high school.
That,
Hi, Stacy.
That I did zero filming, which was, all on me. But I was enjoying Ann catching up with her friend, so that part was good. But we started off going to an area that I thought was really cool and that a lot of people don't know about. It is a little touristy, but which I thought was really cool. This was an area that was built by John Ford back in the days of the Westerns with John Wayne and everything, and he built this whole town. The funny thing is, he never got to use it for filming. So it's built, it's set up, and now it's like a touristy area for you to go and do things. But we walked around and we had a good time. Created a blooper, which you'll see on Wednesday, mainly because the fountain was quite loud.
Yeah, we would have introduced this whole place there, but you'll see what happens.
On Wednesday's bloopers, you'll see that for sure. But it was nice. It was really cool, and we just had a good time.
Yes.
We just had a good time walking around and seeing some of the stuff.
Yeah.
And seeing the building fronts and how it's built as just kind of a square.
That was a really cool place.
Man, where are we?
We are at the Pima Air and Space Museum today.
Not far from our campsite here in Tucson. So we're going to go see all different kinds of helicopters and planes, and I think they even have some space stuff since it's an air and space museum.
Sounds cool. This was a really cool museum we went to. There are a lot of different planes to take a look at inside the hangars and outside of the building.
So Ann and I are in the Pima Air and Space Museum here in Tucson. It does cost to view it, but it has a lot of different planes, a lot of different sections. You can take a tram tour because there's a lot of walking. We're going to do walking because I want the exercise, and sometimes the tram might go slower than I want. But
and how much was it for each person?
It was $33 total.
I think it was like
$16.50 a person.
Yeah, and then for the tram tour it was like an extra $6.
Right.
Each person.
So it has lots of planes, so we're going to do inside and outside and show you as many planes as we can.
So far it looks really cool.
Awesome. We're excited.
This is an Air Force Thunderbird plane, and I just wanted to mention that when I was growing up, my dad was in the Air Force, which you might have saw in another video, but I do remember when I was younger going to air shows a lot, and for RVers it's a great place to go and see a spectacular air show. You can see Thunderbirds, you can go to Navy bases and see Blue Angels. They have an example here. But it's a great time. It's usually, I think, free admission, but it's open to the public, which usually the bases are not. So it's a fun time, but while you're RVing and around, you might want to look into a base and take a look to see if you can go to an air show. This was a great tour that we were able to walk outside.
Yeah, it was the nice weather, thankfully, because it was December in Arizona. So we walked around, and a lot of they have all different kinds of planes, not only
military, but
residential or commercial also, which we talk about a little bit. But I just thought it was great to walk around and see a lot of different planes and just have a great time, and wasn't that expensive, and there was a lot of good stuff.
Yep, there's a lot of people there to give you a lot of history about it, so take advantage if you want to learn a little bit more about our past military history.
You could have brought Jimi Hendrix with us. We
That's right.
didn't. We didn't know A, how much walking there was, B, how much of the inside he could do, C, whether he would have the patience of a dog. So, but we just had a good time.
Yeah.
As many of you know, we've been doing the presidential libraries, and so we just did Reagan's, and you'll see that on the Los Angeles video coming up in a few weeks. But it was nice to go and see some other Air Force Ones. This one was Kennedy and Johnson, Lyndon Johnson's. They also had one that had served presidents prior to that,
Right.
before it really had the custom colors, and also just a government VIP plane, which was more of a Learjet style, but still painted in the traditional presidential colors or government Air Force colors.
Right. Even though you can't go inside, it's really cool to just actually stand right underneath these planes, and you can touch them if you want. But they're really cool to actually see in person instead of obviously always in the air. So.
Absolutely, or on a tarmac guarded by the Air Force.
Right.
So it also was nice that they have little placards talking about the
Right.
significance of certain planes, whether just the years that they were in the air,
Right.
or what they served as.
Mhm.
So that helped us with identifying certain planes. Like when we see, there'll be one from TWA later on, and I just thought that was kind of great.
Oh yeah. We met some great veterans inside one of the hangars.
Yeah, with the B-52 bombers. They had a lot of history about what this plane did. They even had mock-ups of the base in England that it was stationed at, and just very friendly people.
Oh yeah. And interested in our YouTube channel, so
Yeah,
gave a
exactly.
sticker out. We had a great time today at the Pima Air and Space Museum. It was a fun time
In Tucson, Arizona.
in Tucson, Arizona. I do want to mention they do allow dogs as long as they're leashed. You can bring your puppy and walk around,
Or even your older dog.
or your older dog, either one. But we had a great time today. What do
Yeah,
you think,
no, it was
Andrew?
fantastic. A lot of walking. They do, as we mentioned in the beginning, they have a tram. So you can take the tram and they'll give you more history. We chose to walk because I needed the steps. But lots of different planes. Not all military planes on display.
Correct.
You can't climb in all of them. Obviously, you're not even supposed to touch them. But they do have some displays where you can climb up and look in. And overall, it was just a lot of information and a fun afternoon.
We had a great time. Also, in most of the museums, there are usually a couple people volunteering, I believe, that will give you a lot of information about the
Some of
planes
them
and their
look like
history.
veterans.
Yes, they definitely look like veterans that are here. So if you have any questions or just want to share stories with anybody, they look very informative to talk to.
Absolutely.
So that was our day at Pima Air and Space Museum. Hope you enjoyed.
We also had the rig Tantan washed while we were in Tucson. Tucson RV Wax came out, did a great job.
Fantastic
We had
job.
only had it washed once on the East Coast on a truck wash,
Right.
and it did nowhere near as much as this did. They went up on top, they scrubbed it down, they added a sealant, they put a wax on that
Yep.
would last for a year. It was expensive, but it was definitely worth it because everywhere we went for the next, I don't know, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, people thought it was brand new off the lot.
They always say, "Oh, what year is that? That's not brand new."
They just did a fantastic job, and we were just couldn't say enough nice things about them.
Yeah.
We were really pleased with the work that they did and just their overall professionalism.
We're at the Old Tucson Movie Studio. A lot of films were filmed here back in the 30s, 40s, all the way up into the 90s before the fire happened. They have rebuilt, but some movies from more recent history were Young Guns and Tombstone.
I think it's Young Guns 2, actually.
Sorry, Young Guns too. But
Tombstone,
which we,
very popular movie.
our previous episode, we saw we were down in Tombstone. So this is where they actually filmed the movie Tombstone because it has the Old West look to it. Right behind us is the Grand Palace Hotel and Saloon.
Right?
And we're gonna walk around and just see Old Tucson Movie Studio.
With admission, you can watch quite a few shows.
Yep.
In a variety of them. They have stunt shows, a little performance at Town Hall.
There's going to be a gunfight.
Later.
So we'll show you some clips of that.
You can do a walking tour. It's about 30 minutes. I think there's a couple of them throughout the day.
And a train, right?
And a train. So it'd probably be a great idea to get here early enough. They open at 10?
10 or 11, yeah.
Yeah, depending probably the time of the year.
Check the website.
Yes. And so if you just stay throughout the day, they have food. We saw an ice cream place. I think it's Three Amigos Ice Cream, which looks pretty cool.
And I'll put down here, I'll put some information about the website for the studio so that you can look up for prices and schedule and stuff like that.
Perfect.
Making a deposit?
I think I'm gonna make a deposit.
I think we make a withdrawal, partner.
So far we're having a great day, and we'll show you a little bit more.
Absolutely.
So now we're gonna go take a ride on the train. Come join us.
What are we gonna do?
We're gonna ride the train.
What are we about to do, Ann?
We're about to ride a train. Come join us for the ride.
And how come I'm not sitting next to you?
Because these are small seats. Because Andrew's knees are in my back. That's why he's not sitting right next to me.
It's not gonna be any trouble keeping my arms and legs inside the train.
Banana. And
Hey!
you're next.
Oh no.
Yeah. Just sit down. Hold on. I'm going to just sit and take a rest.
No!
What?
Look at the sign!
Oh. We just finished touring the Old Tucson Studios. It was fantastic, worth the price, we felt.
Yes.
You had a lot of history of different productions that were shot here. There's a few shows, mostly stunt oriented, but it was really enjoyable.
Yeah, it was a really fun show. I mean, it's definitely worth the price. You get a ride on the train. That's all included. There's
carousel.
There's a carousel that's included.
The old rickety cars, which we got footage of all of it.
Rickety cars, you name it. There's a lot to do. You can ride horses. There's
Extra
a fee
charge
for that.
Yeah.
Also, zip lining. There's zip lining here. You can do
extra
for an
price.
extra charge, or mining for gold.
Ooh.
So you never know. You could make some money maybe while
That's
you're
right.
here.
Offset that $3 fee.
Exactly. So
There
yeah.
is food, lots
Yep.
of restrooms all throughout, and overall, I think it was really a fantastic experience when you're down here in Tucson.
Yeah, it's a fun time. Definitely give it a consideration. And you can't miss these great views behind us in Tucson. So
Thanks for coming along with us to Tucson, and we'll see you on the next week.
thanks, guys. We are coming to you from Santa Barbara.
Thank you so much for watching the video.
Yes.
If you want to watch more, please subscribe right here, just right down there. Hit the subscribe button.
If you want notifications, up there. If you want to like it, give us a thumbs up. And if you want to do a comment.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Say that again.
Which part?
I don't know. Thank you so much for watching. We appreciate it. Remember, every Sunday a new video, and every Wednesday a new blooper video for the episode that precedes it.
Woohoo! We're excited.